"It was like we were sitting at the table where criminals were chatting," says the police report, after they successfully hacked the cartel server. The encrypted communication server that was hacked by the European police forces led to thousands of messages between the Kinahans being intercepted. How did the police manage to hack the encrypted messages? And what do the messages tell us? You are about to find out. When Christy Kinahan founded his transnational organized crime syndicate in the 1990s in Dublin, he was already well known to police as a crook. But nobody in that local police station could have imagined what he'd become. According to American investigators, he heads one of the world's largest criminal gangs, as powerful as Mexico's notorious Los Zetas or Italy's Camorra Mafia. This criminal organization, led by the dapper Don, Christy Kinahan, and his sons Christy Jr. and Daniel, is said to be worth €1 billion and makes the money by stretching the cocaine from plantations of South America to the UK, the inner cities of Ireland, and from the glittering desert oasis of Dubai to Spain's Costa del Sol. But even an organization like this can make mistakes. It seems like these days everybody is talking about Kinahan's last deals and plans to ship $350 million worth of cocaine to Europe. In fact, this is not their most recent plan. They were part of the big plan to ship $350 million worth of cocaine through Spanish ports, where workers had been bribed to collect the drugs in Europe in early 2020. However, everything was revealed through the leaked phone messages. As the Spanish news has reported, 5 separate shipments were set to bring the drugs to the port at Barcelona from South America through Panama. Just recently, the Spanish news outlet NIAS revealed the encrypted phone chats and showed how the complex criminal super cartel operation worked. Basically, these are chats between drug bosses who openly referred to budgets, and drug deals made a deal on how to split the cargo. They were more than sure that their messages were completely secure. In their chats, it was revealed how they recruited crane drivers, dockers, IT workers, and even security guards at ports in Barcelona and Algeciras. They were trying to do something that nobody has ever tried before. Unfortunately for them, the 690-kilo shipment was seized in a routine search in Valencia. This was a big punch for the organization and led to dozens of arrests in Spain and Dubai. The guy who revealed the most to the police was Ryan James Hale. He was one of those arrested in Dubai, and he was identified as Robo in the intercepted messages. The 32-year-old criminal who had senior ranks in the cartel exposed the Kinahans to the public. In fact, it seems like he was always worried about police attention and afraid that rival cartels would kidnap him. According to the intercepted messages, Rain was one of a group of 6 alleged top-level drug traffickers who, as part of Operation Desert Light, were arrested in the Gulf City state. This was a joint mission by international police, including DEA and Europol, to tackle Europe's cocaine trade. The police started monitoring Hale while he was living in Marbella in Spain. They realized that he started laundering drug money by buying high-end sports cars and property. This was probably his biggest mistake. The other 5 high-level narco bosses were Eden Tito Gassanen, Dutch Bosnian trafficker and one of the biggest traffickers in Europe. Then Anthony Alfredo Martinez Mesa, Panamanian, who used to hide behind the name Hassan in the encrypted phone messages, and 3 Dutch Moroccans, all of them with key positions in the super cartel. Now, back to the messages. The intercepted messages revealed that the organization had spent over $440,000 to make sure that the shipments will cross borders and destinations smoothly. Anyhow, things didn't always go according to plan. There was just one point when they wanted to hit that like button just like you should if you haven't done so already. No, really. They wanted one of their shipments to be postponed, since they didn't have anyone working on the Spanish ports on that exact day. Taking in mind all the previously mentioned, the police believed there were 5 separate shipments on the move. The first one was successfully shipped, but that was the smallest shipment of 90 kilos only. The second one was supposed to arrive from Costa Rica, exactly 630 kilograms, 2,000 kilos destined for Algeciras, and 1,200 kilos ready to go to Rotterdam. On the messaging group, Anthony Alfredo Martinez Mesa, the Panamanian citizen, known under the nickname Letra, shared that the shipment going to Valencia was 130 kilograms. "The box has been sent to the scanner. The job will be finished in an hour," wrote Letra. But soon after, he shared a photo of a container taken at the port of Manzanilla. Apparently, the container was full of cocaine, exactly 630 kilograms, reported the police. Although the whole process was well organized, there is not such a thing as a perfect plan. Letra got info from his sources from the police that the container was considered suspicious, so he immediately informed the head of the Irish group. "I spit on my effing life" was his last message in the chat. Very soon after that, he was arrested. Martinez Mesa used to be a registered owner of a number of legitimate companies, operating under the radar in Panama for many years in the seaport of Colón. The police suspect that he made the deal with Daniel Kinahan in 2017, right after Ricardo El Rico Riquelme, the Peruvian drug lord, was arrested. So Letra was arrested, but what about the others, the Kinahans, the real drug lords? So right after Britain, the US and Europol launched a joint crackdown. The US government announced a $5 million bounty just for information that would link the police to Christy Kinahan and his sons. Ireland struggled for years to shut down a cocaine smuggling empire, but every attempt was unsuccessful. Irish police have been hamstrung in pursuing the cartel overseas, but it seems like they would need some help from the authorities in the United Arab Emirates. As Ireland's police chief, Drew Harris, said, "What was implicit before, and what some individuals could choose to ignore, is absolutely explicit now. This is also explicit, then, to the authorities in the UAE. The Kinahan Group has smashed that subscribe button and hit that notification bell." No, really, in all seriousness now, they have various legitimate businesses as well, including a luxury drinks firm run from Spain, which is registered in Scotland, and a Dubai-based boxing promotion agency. So those will be the first to suffer. Claire Cronin, the US ambassador in Dublin, said to the press that the US would pay up to $5 million for every piece of information that would help the police to put Kinahans behind bars. The UK's National Crime Agency would slap similar freezing orders on every Kinahan-owned asset. Talking to the press deputy director of investigations at the UK's National Crime Agency, Matt Horn, said, "This group thought that they were untouchable. But this shows that we will explore every opportunity to disrupt their criminal activities, and we will not stop here." The first to cut ties with Kinahans was probably the famous boxer and heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. When asked what was his relationship with Daniel Kinahan, the famous boxer said, "I've just had a million questions about this rubbish before, but like I've said to them, it's none of my business, and I don't get involved in others' business, so it doesn't really concern me. What a man does in his own business is none of my concern. I'm a boxing man. I don't get involved in anyone's business at all. I don't care what you've done. I'm only concerned in what I do, and I don't do anything apart from box." End of. It is well known that the cartel has major ties in the Netherlands and England, but these developments are very significant for the authorities. European police were able to finally watch over the shoulder of criminals by cracking the encrypted communications network. The investigation is ongoing, but we'll probably have to wait a little bit for more official information to be published. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.